It seemed as if it had been abandoned for a long time, and there was nothing there to sustain life. At this time, the presence of oxygen was continuously decreasing, and all they could do was sit on the ground, helplessly, and wait for death. There were many scientists on the deserted Mars whose oxygen had run out. They were sitting on the ground in despair, the things they had used for many years. Now they had no time to know the reality. The one whose oxygen was exhausted first started writhing in pain and fell on the ground. When he was about to faint, he suddenly removed his flesh. The surprising thing was that he could breathe. He turned and told the other companions. They also removed their flesh in despair and breathed in the Martian air. They found this even more strange because they had clearly tested that the oxygen in the edge of Mars was very low, and the surrounding area was completely wet. There was no question that oxygen could be created. They could not go into the details of this. It was getting dark, so they had to stay there. The nights of Mars are still very cold, so they lit up an abandoned base in front and warmed it up. Meanwhile, the robot dog which they had left far away came back searching for their back. On examining its body, it was found that its internal chip was completely damaged. They planned to remove its power navigation unit. On hearing this, it became alert for its own protection and went straight into war mode. Bowen picked up a steel rod, but for that robot it was like a knife cut. It moved forward step by step. Bowen, seeing the right opportunity, broke one of his ribs. Then he stood up, returned to his original form, and moved away from there. It was found that the robot dog had turned on the exercise mode for its own protection. Now the situation had become even more dangerous. They had to find a way to get out of there as soon as possible. After a long journey, they found an abandoned rover. Its radio was also broken, but somehow they contacted spaceship. When Peli came to know everything, he said that the spaceship has been destroyed by the intense flames of the sun, and it is now impossible to send a rescue capsule. Now only one way is left. They have to find the 30-year-old Cosmos lander, which is 100 kilometers away, and also there is very little time left in Mars, and it cannot see the orbit for a long time, but it will take 19 hours to come back. So Pete and his team have to reach there as soon as possible. Time was passing fast, so the three of them set out. Now the three scientists are trapped in a deserted drone on Mars, and some dark mysterious power is watching them from a distance. To get out of Mars, they will have to walk hundreds of kilometers to reach the landing capsule, and at that time, rain has also started in the sky.